You know that it's those times that I'm glad that Mama asked you to come and get me. When I felt so alone. Your father is so cruel sometimes. I had to step in. Am I my father's son? No. You remind me of your mom, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's why I come see you. I want to talk to you about something that Daddy won't. You were just a little kid the morning that Grandpa left Grandma, J.R. said. It was a cold spring morning. Your daddy was up before I was and heard the fight. All I can remember is Grandma dressing us up in coats and clothes and loading up suitcases and driving us to the airport. Said Daddy had joined the Air Force and that we had to get out of Montana and go back to Texas. Your dad won't talk because that's a soft spot in his life. All his life has been about making things up to you kids, based on what he didn't have. I'm having to surrender that to a higher power every day. You see, your dad is going to see that day that Grandpa left as the worst day in his life. But I see it as the best day because we went to better schools. Okay, better schools. Had better friends. Grandma said he's going to have better lives. 5:30 p.m. At the Hendrick family condo, Jim and Claude are having chili verde with cilantro with some Mellow Caesar red wine. Tomorrow morning, they would take their flight to Washington, D.C., where Jim would make his first visit to senior Republican Senator from Tennessee, Roderick Tanfield, who is the dean of the Southern Republican delegation and holding committee spots in the Small Business Committee and the Senate Commerce Committee. 6 p.m. Mary Jo pulls the car out in front of Karen's house where she stayed with her grandmother. Good to see you, J.R. Let's go, Karen said, getting into the car. I got something for you that's going to help you with Fitzmiller's final paper. It's a videotape by David Barton, Education and the Founding Fathers. You're going to need it. To make it through a paper with Fitzmiller. Wait till he sees what you have to say. They still aren't. You won't be there. His eyes are going to fall out. Damn commie. They drive to Orlando's Italian for dinner. 8 p.m. Back in the car, J.R. and Karen continue their conversation. So, you go Friday to declare your major. How do you decide what you're going to do about transferring? Karen said. Can't roll the dice. I have to stay here. Dad says he's got the best public affairs professors in the state. Suit yourself. Just don't become a comic. November 4th. Oh, one. Here we go. This has got to be it. Please be it. Oh, hold on. Oh, stop. Okay. 7:15 a.m. JR has woke up agitated. Oh, that's not the right one. November 4th passed quietly. On the morning of November 5th, JR woke up, had swimming practice alone, and then had breakfast with Kevin McDonald. He goes to government class where Jack Fitzmiller is talking about, where Frederick McKay and Jack Fitzmiller are talking about the egalitarian ideology. Jack Fitzmiller did most of the lecturing, and JR was not enjoying it. At 9 a.m., he goes to the West Hall to take his Spanish test. Hope you've enjoyed the J.R. Hendrick Texan Consort. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of this adventure. Take care and enjoy the rest of the story.